competitive robotics. It's certainly not your stereotypical school sport, but it's taken over the country in the past few years, with Framingham emerging as a powerhouse. The latest achievement in the decorated local program's legacy is 2 teams' qualification to compete in the World Championship next week. So we stopped by one of their practices to meet the students and their robots as they gear up for the world stage. I'm Lilia Cormack.
And this is the Frame by Frame.
A little over a month ago, hundreds of students descended upon Framingham to compete in the VEX Robotics Massachusetts State Championships. In competitive robotics, students design, build, and program robots to complete certain tasks based on that season's chosen gameplay objectives. Tech ed teacher Pascal Chenet and physics teacher Peter Erblund brought the sport to Framingham a little over a decade ago, creating the Walsh Bots and FHS robotics teams.
My joke is that it was going to be a fun little after-school club, and we just, meet once a week, and we've run 8 competitions this season. We've gone to the World Championship at least 9 times, and it's been an amazing adventure for the kids.
In just over a decade, the pair of teachers have grown the program substantially, with over 40 students now competing across the 2 schools.
He's been pushing me and I've been pushing him to basically, build the program up in Framingham, to be really a regional resource.
Hands down, Framingham's probably one of the most supportive communities for robotics in Massachusetts, not only just because we have teams going world, but because we host so many events for teams to be able to test out their ideas with other schools and in the region and other teams.
We host so many events here in Framingham, and we hosted the state event in Framingham. So it's just so cool that we have such a competitive robotics environment at Framingham Public Schools.
Pascal says the program's success is truly the product of the community's support. From the school's original investment in the VEX starter kits over a decade ago, to the grassroots fundraising that has helped send students to numerous competitions since then, or the local businesses that feed hundreds of attendees every time Framingham hosts a tournament.
It takes a village, and Framingham is more than just a village.
Now, 2 teams from Framingham's robotics program get to represent that community on the world stage. The high school team, Wicked Smat, and the 8th grade team, Cheese and Quackers, will be competing amongst more than 600 teams from 60 nations next week in St. Louis.
To prepare for Worlds, it's a process where the student now has to understand it gets real.
These students are set to compete with some of the best teams in the world, so they've spent the past few weeks fine-tuning and even completely rebuilding their robots to ensure peak performance. But regardless of how they place, the opportunity alone is a win.
Well, this is everybody on our team's first World Championship, so definitely going to be very exciting, the experience. And, there's almost 600 teams, so maybe we're not going in with super high hopes, but we really just want to have a lot of fun.
It's very cool, and I don't think many other clubs or organizations get the opportunity to compete at such a big stage. So I think it's very cool that we have that opportunity.
And this opportunity doesn't just benefit the students going to Worlds. It gives younger kids like 6th graders Nicholas and Elliot something to aspire to.
I kind of see them as a role model, like an idol.
They want to be like the 8th graders that are going to Worlds this year. They want to have that quality of a robot. They said it's a thing of beauty, their words.
But Peter Erblund insists it's not the awards or recognition that contributes most to these kids' long-term success. Surprisingly, it's quite the opposite.
I think the biggest lesson in robotics is failure. You build a robot, it doesn't work. What do you learn from that? Rather than always succeeding, which these kids are really good at that. They're very intelligent, they're very talented, they're very driven. But this is hard, and that's the best thing that can happen to them.
In fact, he says it's failure that helps these students become better communicators, better teammates, and grow into confident young adults over the course of their robotics careers. Those qualities will all be on full display at the World Championships next week.
Watching them compete at the World Championship would be probably among the best moments. Having gotten to know these kids so well, watch them compete, watch them go from being scared little sixth graders to very confident seniors. I'm really looking forward to seeing them compete.
I do not doubt that they will do well at Worlds and make Framingham proud.